Welcome, everyone. This is Act 2 of press conferences today. It's a great day in another way for the citizens of Calcasieu Parish. We're here to unveil Project KnOw, $1.3 million to combat underage drinking in Calcasieu Parish. It's a lot of money, but there's a lot of work to be done. It's not only a crackdown on underage drinking, but I want to tell you one thing. I had a script kind of prepared this morning, and if you look in the American press, one of the articles on the second page was, there was a study done, a nationwide study. As a Partnership for a Drug-Free America says the number of high schoolers who say they drank alcohol in the last month rose 11% in 2009. Overall alcohol use climbed to 39% of teens, up from 35% last year. Now you're going to hear some numbers from Calcasieu Parish very shortly, and it just shows you the impact that we need to have with Project KnOw. Before we go any further, though, I do want to announce some elected officials here today. We have Representative Mike Danahay. We have our president of the police jury, Kevin Guidry, Mr. Claude Sias from the parish police jury. We also have, I'm missing anybody? Is Representative Franklin still here? Okay, we have District Attorney John DeRozier, and of course the host of this event, Sheriff Tony Mancuso. I think that covers it. We have Chief of Police Rick Fox, Keith Vincent from Iowa Police Department. And I think Jeremy Quire was here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everybody in law enforcement who's been working hard during this grant since we received the acknowledgement that this grant was a go. So we appreciate all the work that's being done. Okay, before we get any further again, I'm going to introduce Mary Kay Alamon, who is the project director for Project KnOw. And she has done a lot of hard work. Just to let you know, she just got out of bed about a half an hour ago, feeling very ill. She's came up here today, and she's a battler. And so we appreciate that. So Mary Kay, if you come on up and going to explain a little bit about Project KnOw.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here, and as well as my coalition members that are here. I really appreciate it. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. It's a grassroots effort. It's a public health initiative. This grant is. It's to bring community awareness and education to the parish citizens about the dangers, risks, and consequences of underage drinking. We have an opportunity to do something in this parish with this money. Our youth are the future of this parish. And if you look at the fact sheets that we've provided for you, you'll see the frightening numbers that what we're facing. The current research with the brain damage, cause permanent brain damage, the risk to organs, it's frightening. I wanted to also thank law enforcement with their collaboration with this. We're here to fund overtime to increase enforcement of the current Louisiana alcohol laws while educating citizens about the laws. And also we're going to provide an extensive community awareness media campaign. And although Calcasieu Parish was identified as one of the parishes showing a high rate of underage drinking, this grant gives us the opportunity to change this and gives us a chance to change community norms. So I thank you. And with this, I'd like to introduce Dr. Bruce Thompson with the Children's Clinic. He's going to speak a little bit about the health issues that I mentioned. Thank you.
Well, thanks very much for having me here. As all of you know, it is certainly a significant health and social problem with drinking in adolescents and even children. And just a couple other numbers to throw out there. About 11% of all alcoholic beverages are consumed by adolescents, which is pretty frightening if you think about that. And at least 75% of 12th graders have had at least one drink during their high school years. Half of high school students drink, and a quarter of them binge drink. And it is the most widely used and abused drug that our adolescents partake in. And of course, drinking is not the only problem, and that leads to further issues, as I'm sure a lot of law enforcement see here, but it does lead to fatal motor crashes, emergency room visits, violence with fights going on, sexual assault, suicide, and even unplanned pregnancy. So it is a significant problem that that affects everyone, not only those that drink. As far as some of the medical effects, it is a CNS sedative. It does cause respiratory depression. It suppresses their ability to breathe. It does increase their pain threshold, so a lot of them don't feel pain when they're under the influence of alcohol. It can cause dehydration. It causes hypothermia, which is a low body temperature. It can cause a gastritis, upset your stomach with vomiting, which in itself creates other problems if they're not fully aware of it. And it also impairs short-term memory for children. In younger children, one of the most profound effects is that it causes low blood sugar, which in turn can induce coma in younger children, which is a significant problem. So it is certainly a significant problem that we all face, not only those that drink, but I think also those of us that are parents. We have certainly a big part in this and a responsibility to our children to address this. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. I'm going to introduce the Police Street President, Kevin Guidry, and he knows a little bit about the underage drinking and the work that's been done as we had our no alcohol free zone during the Mardi Gras, which was a hit, and that was because of all the hard work in this room. And Mr. Guidry was there all day long and helped out, and we appreciate that. But President of Police Street, Kevin Guidry.
Don't you say nothing, Tony. On behalf of the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury, we just want to say that we support Project KnOw 110%. And one of the main things that I think that has really brought a lot of attention to us as jurors is that the fact that it affects a lot of young people here in Calcasieu Parish. And if we can educate our young people to know the risks and the damages of what underage drinking can do to them, and on the long run down the road as far as for them becoming adults, we want to make that known here in Calcasieu Parish. And I just want to say to Dane and all of his staff that worked so hard on getting the grant, it's going to be widely used, and I hope that we can continue to get the word out to all of our young people here that underage drinking is something that we want to get a hold on, because not only it's going to affect our young people, but also the citizens of Calcasieu Parish. And if we can do that, I feel that we've accomplished a lot. If one life can be saved by this, it's been worth it. Thank you, guys. And at this time, I want to introduce our Assistant Parish Administrator, and for a lot of you know who will become our Parish Administrator, Mr. Brian C. Bean.
Kevin, I was picking on him. He's really trying hard not to have to use a crutch. He was down to one at the convention, police jury convention here in Lake Charles, but I admire you, Kevin. I know you're hurting. It's all been said about the benefits. I don't think I need to cover that. I just want to, on behalf of the police jury and sort of to second what Kevin said, what a great program this is. It's very clear when you work in our role in parish government and any of these other agencies, the big problems, the ones that are culturally embedded, and underage drinking is one of them, you just don't take it on as one agency. Partnerships are vital. It's the only way you're going to crack this problem. And I'm just very excited about all the participation. And I want to thank specifically our Office of Juvenile Justice Services, which is a department within the police jury. I will brag on them and say out of all the departments we have, and we have some great ones, they are the best at pulling together coalitions. This is nothing new. They've been doing it for years. I want to thank law enforcement, Tony Mancuso especially. Thank you, Sheriff. You've been great with this, the District Attorney and all the others. It's great to have the medical representatives. If everybody attacks this, we can make some inroads into this problem. Specifically, though, on juvenile services, I know Mary Kay has done a great job, and I want to thank her personally up here. Somebody's got to pull all this together. And I also want to mention, I think Dane alluded to it, but Kevin was out there all day at the alcohol-free zone. That was a big hit. We're going to keep doing that. And I look forward to working with all the rest of the agencies as we go forward. It's a great program, and the police jury is glad to be a part of it. Thank you. And at this point, I will go ahead and ask Sheriff Mancuso to come say a few words.
Well, I appreciate it. I, along with the other speakers, want to say, Dane, y'all did a great job, you and Mary Kay, putting this together. And you know, our kids, and a lot of times, and it gets frustrating. I'm going to give you some stats here. I think what we need to understand is it starts at a young age, and when they, especially when you live in Southwest Louisiana, people let their children have parties and don't monitor those parties, and then the next thing you know, you got a big beer and whiskey fest. And that's what we're trying to stop. You know, there's a legal age to be responsible and to drink, and there's not. And It's illegal for anyone under 21 to possess or have alcohol in possession, and we're trying to crack down on that. We know that there's these parties going on, and I think the numbers that I'm fixing to tell you will prove that. And we know that parents are condoning this in many cases. And we're saying, look, enough is enough. You know, every year, it used to be around prom night and graduation time, we would step up our efforts and kind of like on holidays. Well, because of the actions that the juvenile justice system have taken, this is basically going to be a year-long Project KnOw that we're going to crack down on underage drinking. And we call it at the Sheriff's Office Party Patrol. Our deputies are working overtime. Let me give you some numbers, and you'll see what I'm talking about of what's taking place. We started this on January the 29th. Since the project started, we've used 117 deputies, over 135 man-hours to assign to Party Patrol. We have issued 26 underage drinking summonses. We have completed 105 field interview cards on underage persons, some drinking, some not. Over 50 parents have been called and contacted to respond to scenes to come get their children. We've had checkpoints using 53 deputies, 280 man-hours. That's 4 checkpoints that were conducted in that period. 2,358 vehicles were checked. One underage person out of that was arrested. Compliance check. This is where we go to the bars and to the convenience stores to see if they're selling to underage minors. We had 545 man-hours, 379 stores checked, 60 summons issued. So you can see that's 1 month. That's 1 month in Calcasieu Parish. That doesn't count the other law enforcement agencies that are going to participate and help in this project. This is just the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office and their stats. So we've taken an aggressive stance. You know, we're tired of pulling young people out of ditches and out of cars and maimed up because of drinking and driving and the problems, the fights that are caused from alcohol at these dances. Well, we've bought breathalyzers for all the schools to use. We are trying everything we can to be proactive and aggressive. Now it's the community's turn. Parents, moms, and dads, you know what? It's right under your nose. You just need to look for it. If you're going to have a party at your house, pay attention, because the problem is you may be cited if you're condoning this. So we're 100% behind this. We're excited about this, you know, little small problems like this turn into big problems, and we're going to try to solve some of these little problems to where they don't become big problems. So thank y'all for having me and letting us be a part of it. Thank you.
Again, it is a definite collaboration that we're very proud of, all the local municipalities and the parish. Very excited about it. Parents, know where your kids are at and know what they're doing. If you have any questions, we can take them now if you like. If not, you have a wonderful day, and remember Project KnOw.